Hello all and welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy. Picking up from the events of the last one, we're just going to explore around a little bit. We've made it to Hogwarts and it's time to go and find our common room. So as you can see, we're in the dormitory. There's a few things just to have a look around and explore here. I'm not going to be rushing through this game by any means. I'd like to explore the whole game and I'd like you to be a part of that journey. So we'll just, I think before we do go ahead to the objective, we'll just have a quick look around some of the rooms and see if there's anything we should be aware of. Obviously a lot of it we can come back to at any time, and I know this won't be the last we see of this. You see there's a level 1 lock. I can only imagine we might have to come back to that with some sort of spell, possibly the Alhamora spell. We'll have to see how that all plays out, because there's clearly a lot that you can explore. A lot that's intended to be come back to at later levels, so yeah, as you can see, all the rooms look pretty similar here. We cast a little Revelio charm, but I really don't think we're going to find anything, so yeah, makes sense just to plow on through. Let's see if we can get to the common room. So here we go. Yeah, as you can imagine, we're going to be sort of talk of the town. Everyone's going to be talking about us, so let's go and see. Let's go and talk to Sebastian here.
Can I help you? Ah, you're the new 5th year. I'm Sebastian Sallow. Welcome to Slytherin.
Thank you.
Not everyone has a ministry escort to school.
He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride.
Still, impressive. Dreadful way to go, poor fellow. Glad you and Fig are all right.
I think it's going to be clear to see as well amongst all of the chatter around Hogwarts. There's going to be students that are a bit jealous.
Indeed. And how did you escape?
But Sebastian seems alright so far, bless him. He seems like a
Didn't mean to press.
honest
You
enough
just get
guy.
yourself settled. We can talk more later.
It was nice meeting you, Sebastian. I'll let you get back to your book.
Nice meeting you too. Good luck today.
So as we sort of get to know some of our fellow Slytherins, we'll have a look around. We'll have a bit of a chat with them, but we'll not spend too long on that. I mean, obviously we've got all the time to catch up later. I'll probably ask the odd questions here and there that I find interesting, but obviously we don't want to be talking the whole time.
Where are you?
Here, watch this.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Checkmate. Told you.
Well, already she seems very cocky.
You should have listened to me. Ah, I know who you are. You're the new Slytherin, the one who barged in with Professor Fig last night. Interesting tactic on your first day, taking all the attention away from the first years. I'm Imelda, by the way. Shame I wasn't with you in Fig. I could have lured that dragon away. My skills on a broom are legendary.
Sounds like she needs someone to come along and put her in her place, to be honest.
Perhaps Professor Fig's friend would have survived if we'd had your help.
Precisely.
I think at least for the first part of, you know, actually getting into this game and everything, we'll probably take things easy and not be too much of a dick. We'll just, you know, try and be nice to people. But like here, we'll probably ask a few questions that we don't necessarily have to.
Keen was a chess fan. You knew that boy was going to lose the match.
Not really. Much too sedate a pastime for me. Also, it's simply not that challenging. The moves are always so obvious. Why does no one else see it?
At least this way we get a bit of a sense of what the characters are like.
Time to fly during school.
I make the time. There's nothing like swerving through the spires of the castle and around the Quidditch pitch to clear the mind.
Goodbye, Imelda.
Okay.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, like I say, I'm getting very, very cocky, big-headed vibes from her. It's like, ego's massive, but who knows?
I think I
When we see more of her, she might change.
doubt mermaids find us that interesting. Ah, based on all the chatter when you entered the common room, I'm guessing you're the new 5th year. I'm Ominous. Ominous Gaunt.
Nice to meet you, Ominous.
Well, you certainly
Something
had a
very ominous
memorable
about this guy.
ride.
Dad joke, I won't do too many of those.
Well, if I'm going to make my mark here, I had to start right away.
Ha! You're definitely in the right house. Do let me know if I can be of any help as you navigate your first days here, though I doubt you'll need it.
Were you expecting to be sorted into Slytherin?
Most certainly. My family on my father's side are direct descendants of Salazar Slytherin, one of the 4 founders of Hogwarts. Not something I'm especially proud of, mind you. He was obsessed with blood status, a pure-blood maniac.
No, I'm sure we know plenty
Unfortunately,
like
most of
that.
his descendants do not fall far from that tree.
Slytherin seem to have a bit of a rep for it.
Did that student say he thought he heard a mermaid?
Yes, but I've never heard of a mermaid showing up outside our common room window. It is fun to play along, though. Been known to keep some first years on the lookout for hours.
Thank you,
Interesting.
Ominous. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure was all mine. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, some
Here, Slytherin
interesting mix
here.
of characters here.
Professor Weasley's waiting for you just by the stairs.
Yeah, I suppose we better go meet Professor Weasley then. Best not keep her waiting. You can see on the minimap there, it's pointing the way to our objective, so let's see if we can crack on with the story.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a 5th year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Okay,
This
I'm
way.
quite intrigued to learn a bit more about this field guide. I'm sure it will be very valuable to us throughout Hogwarts. You can
I
see here,
certainly would
house
have
chess. That's
appreciated
probably
something
something
like
we'll
the
have a bit
field
more
guide when I
involvement
was
with later
Using
on.
the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings.
Not really something we can use just yet, I would have thought.
Lumos!
The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. Do keep up.
Revelio!
Why don't you cast Revelio
Ah, so there's a
on that
chest here.
statue and see what details
However,
the
it
guide
doesn't
can
look like
find?
something we can really use just yet. So this is how we collect our field guide pages then. Interesting. I'll let you pause the video and have a read if you want. I'm not going to read out all of these, but it's interesting to see some of the things that you can unlock throughout your journey in the castle. Okay, so we're now starting to look at some of the mechanics in game. Yeah, you can see like you can track your progress throughout it. Lots of stuff to explore, lots of stuff to collect. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of them. You can see just in the background there the entrance to the common room opening up again.
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field
Ah,
guide
okay, so this
contains a
is
map
kind
of
of
the
your
castle.
fast travel
Open
mechanic.
it up and find Central Hall.
So you can travel by flue flames, but you have to sort of unlock each area of the castle then. So let's have a look at where we are on the map. We can sort of navigate through all the areas and unlock different points of fast travel by the looks of it. Okay. So, I wonder if... so that's our location, and she wants us to travel to there. Let's give that a test and see how it all works.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
Okay, Great Hall, interesting. Here's our spells as well. Thought I'd just have a quick look how that all works. So there's a lot that you can unlock later on. I'm still a bit undecided whether I'll go down that route of becoming like
You
an
can
all-powerful
get
dark
almost
wizard, but
anywhere
it
in
would be
the
interesting to
castle
see,
quickly from Central
especially as a
Hall.
Slytherin.
Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
Revelio.
So let's see what this is all about then.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Let's ask a couple of questions and see what she's got to say.
Hogsmeade, Professor.
I'm very interested in Hogsmeade, I know what it is,
only
but
all-wizarding village in Britain,
we'll ask the
and is
question,
home
see what
to
she
an
has to
array
tell
of
us.
shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Yes, looking forward to the butterbeer.
Can you
Very
tell me
nice, I have to say, when I had it at
Defense Against
the,
Dark Arts class?
Defense
studio
Against
tour in
the
London.
Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become Aurors. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect.
Like I say, we'll ask some questions. I don't want to skip past everything, but at the same time, we won't waste too much time with things we already sort of know about.
And a talented teacher.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily,
Oh, I don't
the
doubt it.
professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
You did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
Now this is
We
interesting.
did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended
I'm
up
not going to lie
exploring
to her,
some
but
ruins,
I don't... Yeah, I
I
think
shouldn't say
I say
more.
we should sort of keep it between
Exploring ruins? Well,
us and Professor
I
Fig.
presume Professor Fig has his reasons for keeping the details to himself for now. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning. Yes, you seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very
I would
well.
agree with that.
Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Well, I have to say, there's a lot of this game that I'm looking forward to. Very much looking forward
It's
to
good to
some
see
of the
you,
lessons.
And you.
And
I was
Hogsmeade,
hoping I'd
definitely.
pass you across
It's a
today
very nice area.
Before you immersed yourself in studies.
Be excited to see how they've implemented it in this game.
Professor Weasley talking about exploring ruins.
Oh, don't worry, I didn't say too much.
It caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Okay, now I'm interested. And I think he's definitely right. It's fair to say we don't really want Professor Black finding out the headmaster. Okay, so this is the system for tracking your quests. You can see it's showing us where we need to go.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Okay, excellent. Well, that's that quest complete then. So, one of these pages. I wonder if we just have a look, see what we've got here. I mean,
Revelio.
I don't know if there's anything we can actually do yet. I think we have to learn Accio to be able to grab those, but always worth a look. I think we'll we'll possibly just come back to it later on. There's these puzzles as well, which I might look into in a bit more detail later on, but I don't want to waste too much time trying to solve them. I've not quite got my head around it yet, but I'm sure it's something we'll figure out. Interesting, some statue here. I don't think there's very much to see there though, but we'll so it always pays to explore. You might miss some subtle details on your way around Hogwarts. Sort of pick up on the odd conversation or two as you're roaming around and eavesdropping on other students. You can see that's this area unlocked, so as you go through and you reach these travel points, they unlock new locations. It's Peeves, look. Those who've read the books will be familiar with him, and played the video games, of course. Very nice that they added him, I have to say. Always a good laugh, especially in the earlier Harry Potter video games. So there's lots of things you can interact with, as you can see. There's globes that you can spin around for no other reason than just because. But we'll see where this takes us. Let's start class.
Is that all you've got? Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge.
Fascinating.
To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No?
He's about to find out all about it.
One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Okay, let's get to practice then. So, Levioso. Let's learn the spell.
Levioso.
There we go. I think commonly referred to in the video games as Wingardium Leviosa, basically.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with the basic.
Okay, so let's see if we can get our head around this. So it wants us to cast.
See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first.
Right, okay, so this is a little tutorial on how the whole sort of dueling system works. So first of all, we need to cast that,
The basic cast. Well
and
done.
then when they're in air and they're not able to defend themselves, that's when we can cast at them. Makes sense.
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists.
Hopefully I
pick your
can
marks.
reasonably quickly get the hang of this.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Right, here goes nothing. Let's see how we do against him.
This should be easy.
Levioso.
This can't be your first duel.
Let's just...
I do enjoy a lively duel.
You're good. Now perceptive.
So I guess the key is to time in your attacks, so you can either go for the defensive, you know, before they get a chance to hit you, you can protect yourself with that Protego, like that, and then stun them. Or I suppose if you time it just right, you can Levioso them.
Or defend yourself.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
Yeah, I guess it was alright. Character looks pretty smug.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin.
Thank you,
How many
Professor
points,
Hagrid.
though?
Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
That's what I want to
If
know.
what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins,
Kettle
is
of
a different
Grindylows.
kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments.
Excellent. So
That's enough
that's the
spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
first taste of class then. Made a start on our lessons.
Nice work.
Speak to Sebastian, see what he's got to
I
say.
enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice. Felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
let's be honest, I guess we have had our fair share of one combat,
I've
haven't we?
dueled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back.
Huh, fair enough. You owe me an honest duel when you aren't. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
It does sound intriguing.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance, if you're interested.
Well, I'm sure he's right about that. We'll have plenty of opportunities, I'm sure, just for rule breaking later on. But that's Defense Against the Dark Arts class done. Leveled up there, got some more experience. And we seem to have made a good first impression with Sebastian, so it's always good making friends. We've only just started, and we're on the right track. So let's have a look what we've got next. I suppose it makes sense just to head on over to Charms class, but yeah, we'll make sure we're tracking it and we know where to go. It seems like a very massive open world already, so like even inside the castle, it's, you know, going to take some time to find your way around. There's plenty to explore, plenty of hallways to get lost down, and I'm sure it will take me some time to get used to it all. But once again, it just goes to show, there you go, there's another location unlocked, so I'm sure we'll get more of these as we go along, sometimes without even realising it. Yeah, it really goes to show the level of detail put into this game. I mean, it goes to show it's a massive project. So far from what I've seen, the studio seem to have pulled it off pretty well. Credit to the developers. I know, obviously, I'm playing a PS5 version, and I know from experience, like the PC version of the game hasn't gone down fantastically. You do need quite a high-end system to be able to run it at this point, and there's very poor optimization at this early stage. So I don't regret the decision to buy this on PlayStation 5. Yeah, from what I've seen, I really think my system would have particularly struggled with it, and I think it's got a long way to come yet before everything is fully sorted. So again, that just goes to show there a little bit of interaction I've done with those statues. You can sort of eavesdrop on students' conversations. I overheard something here which I can see is going to kick off some sort of side quest. See what this is all about.
Pardon me if I seem a little distracted at the moment. Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it?
I did discover that casting Lumos has an effect of some kind. But I'm not sure what to do next.
If I have the
Yeah,
time,
perhaps I will take a look.
Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have.
Okay, so I have to be honest, this is something I've already seen, so I know exactly what needs to be done here. I know sort of roughly what it is we're looking for. As you can see, it sort of points out the location on the map, so we do know sort of roughly where to go anyway. But they're nice little sort of side quests, I suppose, and there's little challenges on this side. I'm sure it will get more difficult as the game goes on. There's another one of those, well, in fact I think it's the same one that I went to earlier, but yeah. We'll collect this field page guide, or field guide page, should I say. And that should give us a bit more information, so we can look at these at any time, I suppose. But yeah, so it's clearly to do with that butterfly, and it's just working out. getting that to the frame. So to do that, if I recall, yes, it's
Let's get you
Lumos.
back to your frame, little moth.
And we'll go return this to the frame. So that should pop that in place. I need to work on not hitting the wrong buttons there, because like it's very difficult with the controls to master straight away. I think if you hit the wrong button, you end up like, you know, see casting Protego and things like that. Yeah, I need to get used to what the controls are.
The mystery of that painting.
You did? How?
I'm not going to be an arse, I don't think. I'll just, yeah, tell her where I found it.
Back to the frame.
But who knows, I might change my mind a bit later on and start going down that cocky
so
route.
close to solving it. You have a knack for solving riddles. Natty's good at that too. So is Amit, although he does tend to over-explain. Well, I'm glad someone figured it out.
Yeah, there we go, a job well done. So, again, just a pretty small quest there, but it will go somewhere, I'm sure, to leveling up the character and working on relationships. So yeah, let's get on with it. Let's see if we can find Charm's class. I'm just going to try and follow the minimap as best I can, see where it takes us. Oh, there's that many layers to Hogwarts, and it's a massive place that it wouldn't surprise me if I get lost a few times along the way. So it looks like we're heading the right way. I think it's sort of, the map gives you some indication of whether you're on the right level. Look at this. Can't miss this opportunity. Always nice to be able to pet the cats. Nice little break from the serious gameplay. Very nice addition to the game. I think you'll see quite a few of those across the castle.
What are you up to now?
So here we are. So this will be Charm's class, I assume. No, actually, no, I'm wrong. I think the objective is a little bit further. Yeah, it's not this classroom, but it's sort of around the corner. I believe that said it was Professor Fig's classroom, did it? Wasn't paying too close attention, I must admit. But yeah, here we are. Charm's class. Let's begin.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now.
He's caught me out.
My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
So it's time to time to unlock the Accio spell. I'm sure that'll come in handy around the castle as well. Nice to be unlocking it quite early on.
Accio. That is not bad.
You are
Thank
a
you.
swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Okay, he seems like quite an eccentric character as well. I'm looking forward to to working with him. Taking us outside on our first lesson. That'll be nice.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Oh wow, would you look at that?
So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Now then, I'm not sure how I'm going to be at this. I've seen lots of people playing it on clips so far, but from the early access previews and things like that. I haven't quite got to grips with how it works. I guess you've got to put the right amount of power on it. But as you've just seen there, I mean, it was very close there, but I really don't know how to differentiate like the power level of it. So yeah, that was way too much. So it's going to take a lot of practice, I think, to figure out how to do it properly. Let's see if, oh no, that was still way too much.
Very good. Points to Slytherin.
I wouldn't say it was very good, but there you go. I'm sure we'll get more chances, and I'll definitely work on that.
Would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
Oh, go on then. I'm sure they'll beat me, but
You'll be the Blues just as
let's give it a
before,
try.
and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Be sharp.
Okay, fantastic. Very well done. Got good control over it. I really hope I can get some points at least. Ah, no, again, too much. I just need to get to grips with how much to press down the button. Like, I really hope it's not too long before I can come back to this, because I quite like this little mini game as well. Okay. No, still can't get it.
Do not be discouraged. Watch this.
Okay, this time, come on, we've got to at least get some points. Let's give it another try. I think I've accepted we've not won, but yeah, again, I thought I'd try a lot less that time, and it seems I just need to find that balance, because yeah, got very poor score there again, but at least I got something.
Let us make this a bit more interesting.
Oh
shall
no,
we?
not more interesting. Oh great, now he's introducing obstacles into it.
Interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Alright, go on then. I'm sure you'll beat me again, but it's something I'll need to practice. Okay, steady. We'll wait for it. Okay, that wasn't half bad actually for me, but shame about that. You could just see something like that was going to happen. Okay, yeah, I've got some points now at least. Maybe I'll eventually get there with this.
That is how it's done.
Now this bit could be tricky. Oh, I might have been alright if I didn't have just hit that one. Oh well, it's a clear winner there. Not to worry. Can't win them all.
Good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Oh, there you have it.
Back there. You took the loss in stride. Didn't want to go too easy on you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
I really hope it does.
It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school.
Oh, that's quite interesting.
Is Ouagadougou much bigger than Hogwarts?
Ouagadougou School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
I must admit, I'm still sort of reading through the Harry Potter books, so I don't know an awful lot about other wizarding schools, but I'm starting to learn a bit more. So it's always interesting to know a bit more about the whole lore behind it.
Oh yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding
Interesting to learn about all that.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Ouagadougou, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use a word.
Okay, let's go back and speak to him.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? Miss Onai is a talented witch. Take it in stride. One often gains the most from the battles one has lost.
Of course, Professor. It was a challenging match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Okay, well that was a nice first lesson as well, so yeah, that's Charms class. Very much looking forward to dealing more with Professor Ronan. Let's have a look, and...
Hello,
you wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been...
It's not true, but it's kind of you to say.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
Yeah, that's a good point there. New quest available. We'll check that another time, I think.
Revelio.
So yeah, we made a pretty decent start here, I'd say. We'll have a look at and see what's available, because I think we ought to wrap things up for this part. seems like a decent sort of length to go for. I mean, we'll keep it sort of just under an hour or so, but yeah. I'm enjoying it so far. Really, really liking what I'm seeing. I'm sure as things progress, there's going to be so much more to look forward to. So each class, it looks like there's
After my
things to
brother learned the
explore,
summoning
people to
charm,
talk
it
to.
was constant accio this, accio that, cutlery flying everywhere. Quite unsafe, really.
Cool story, that. Let's carry on.
And then the werewolves joined the goblins in the uprising.
Werewolves! You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented blue powder.
The Minister for Magic was...
I wonder if I'm pressing the wrong button, but that flying page, I wonder if I can get that with Accio now. There we go. That helps if you target it.
Was the minister a boot?
Oh, it's Peeves, look.
A flack?
Stop it, Peeves, you'll get us in trouble.
In trouble you will be.
Always where he isn't wanted.
And he says it's a flack.
Causing trouble left, right and centre.
You'll get us all detention.
There's really no need for it, is there, Peeves? So yeah, so it's a level 1 lock there, so... And another one of these puzzles. Intriguing, and I think I get the idea of sort of how it works, but... Yeah, it looks like with each of these you sort of have to roll these... See what it lands on, and it has to sort of correspond to the total value in the middle, I would have thought. So, yeah. We'll have a proper look at that in more depth soon. I don't want to waste too much time on it. But it's good that there's lots of puzzles around Hogwarts as well. Exactly like you'd expect in a massive open world game like this. Let's have a little look around, see what we can actually find. So like, there might be still like chests scattered around and stuff like that, things that we can actually collect. There might not be too much this early on that we can do, but it's yeah, I don't think at this point it's worth starting another story quest or anything. I think that's a good amount for this episode, so yeah, instead we'll just wander around and flush some toilets and see if there's anything. Oh, what's this? Witch's Cauldron.
Revelio.
Is someone brewing Polyjuice potion in here or something? Who knows? But yeah, there's a lot to experience. I'm just looking at what I can see in that reflection over there, and I'm not really sure. It's on the other side of here, but is it just another? Is it just another Flea Flame location? Again, I'm trying to explore everything I can. You see me keep casting Revelio because I want to try and work out what everything does, but it might be, I say it's that early on we don't have the right spells to deal with it, so I can't help but wonder actually whether those chests there might be, with the eye there, it sort of to me suggests you might need to be a bit sneaky, and possibly it comes into with like stealth elements of the invisibility cloak later on. But again, that's just a guess. I've not really played any of this game so far, and I don't really know what to expect from it all, but I'm excited nonetheless to see what adventures await. So I think that's where we're going to end it here. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.